Welcome to RealityTen, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind the world's most intriguing events. Today, we're journeying to explore the top 10 abandoned cars that witnessed history's most significant events. From the Chernobyl disaster to the Cuban Revolution, these cars have seen it all. Buckle up and join us as we delve into the remarkable tales of adventure, loss, and resilience that surround these forgotten vehicles. Number 10. The Plymouth Barracuda. In the early 1970s, a group of friends, all avid adventurers, embarked on a road trip through the Alaskan wilderness in their trusty Plymouth Barracuda. The car's engine began to sputter as they drove through the rugged terrain. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't get it started again. With no phone signal and no nearby towns, the group was forced to abandon the car and hike to safety. The Barracuda remained a symbol of the group's sense of adventure and the vast, untamed beauty of the Alaskan wilderness. Number 9. The Chevrolet Camaro. During the Detroit riots of 1967, a young couple, Mark and Lisa, found themselves trapped in the chaos. As they drove through the streets in their Chevrolet Camaro, they became caught in a crowd of protesters. With the car surrounded, Mark and Lisa knew they had to abandon it and escape on foot. The Camaro remained a testament to the turmoil and social unrest of the time. Number 8. The Ford Mustang. In the late 1960s, a young racing enthusiast, Sarah, embarked on a solo road trip across the Mojave Desert in her trusty Ford Mustang. As she pushed the car to its limits, the engine began to overheat. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't get it started again. With no phone signal and no nearby towns, Sarah was forced to abandon the car and hike to safety. The Mustang remained a symbol of Sarah's adventurous spirit and the thrill of the open road. Number 7. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. Amid the Cuban Revolution, wealthy businessman, Carlos, fled Havana in his sleek Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. As he drove through the chaotic streets, he became trapped in a crowd of protesters. With the car surrounded, Carlos knew he had to abandon it and escape on foot. The 300 SL remained a luxurious relic of the old regime, left to rust in the revolutionary fervor. Number 6. The Pontiac GTO. As Hurricane Katrina bore down on New Orleans, Jamal, a young musician, knew he had to get out. He packed his prized Pontiac GTO and set off, but as the floodwaters rose, he became trapped. With the car submerged up to its windows, Jamal was forced to abandon it and swim to safety. The GTO remained a symbol of the devastating loss and destruction wrought by the hurricane. Number 5. The Austin-Healey Sprite. In the summer of 1967, a group of friends, all avid skiers, embarked on a road trip to the Swiss Alps in their trusty Austin-Healey Sprite. As they wound their way up the mountain roads, the car's engine began to sputter. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't get it started again. With no phone signal and no nearby towns, they were forced to abandon the car and hike down the mountain. The Sprite remained a tiny, forgotten relic in the vast, snowy expanse. Number 4. The Dodge Charger. It was 1973, and Jack, a young entrepreneur, had just invested his life savings in a gas-guzzling Dodge Charger. He was driving across the desert to attend a business meeting when the news of the oil embargo hit. Gas prices skyrocketed, and Jack's tank was almost empty. With no money to fill up, he abandoned the car in the middle of the desert, a victim of the economic downturn. The Charger remained a rusting monument to the era's economic woes. Number 3. The Chevrolet Bel Air. On the day of the Chernobyl disaster, Vladimir, a Pripyat resident, was preparing to leave for a family vacation in his sleek Chevrolet Bel Air. As he packed the car, his wife, Natalia, rushed in, frantically warning him of the explosion at the plant. Vladimir knew they had to get out, fast. In the chaos, he abandoned the car, and the family fled on foot. The Bel Air remained a symbol of the lives left behind in the hastily evacuated city. Number 2. The Volkswagen Beetle. It was the summer of 1975, and Emily, a free-spirited artist, had just arrived at the Salton Sea in her vintage Volkswagen Beetle. She had heard about the sea's reputation as a hip hangout for artists and musicians and was determined to soak up the vibe. As she parked her car and set up her easel, she noticed a strange smell wafting from the water. At first, she thought it was just the usual lake odor, but as the days passed, the smell grew stronger, and the sea's water level began to rise. Emily knew something was wrong and decided to leave, abandoning her beloved Beetle behind. The car remained, a relic of a bygone era, as the Salton Sea continued its decline into the toxic wasteland it is today. Number 1. Abandoned Ford Coupe. In the early hours of April 26, 1986, Sergei, a young nuclear engineer, was driving home from his shift at the Chernobyl nuclear plant in his trusty Ford Coupe. As he approached the outskirts of Pripyat, he noticed a strange glow on the horizon. Suddenly, his radio crackled to life, warning of a catastrophic explosion at the plant. Sergei knew he had to get out of there fast. He abandoned his car and fled on foot, never looking back. The Ford Coupe remained, a haunting testament to the devastating disaster that would change the world forever. Attached to each of the 10 abandoned cars, these stories serve as a testament to the power of history and the human experience. Each car left behind the most significant events tells a unique tale of adventure, loss, and resilience. As we explore these abandoned vehicles, we're reminded of the importance of preserving history and the stories that make us who we are today. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more great content.